After a big bounce-back win versus Atlanta, the Fever are up for their first real test of the...
Picturing it as like a love song, and then the mom is singing it to the daughter. And
did you cry in Frozen too? Because that happens in Frozen a little bit.
Well, I didn't really see Frozen.
Ooh.
But
the WNBA firestorm just got bigger, and now Sue Bird is at the center of the controversy. After weeks of blatant no calls, hard fouls, and clear referee bias against Caitlin Clark, fans expected legends to speak up for fairness. But instead, Bird shocked everyone by defending the league and the referees, sparking a wave of outrage across social media. Fans are calling it a betrayal. How can one of the game's greatest turn a blind eye while the league's brightest young star is targeted? Let's break down what happened and why fans are standing behind Caitlin Clark louder than ever. The backlash begins. Sue Bird's controversial stance. When Sue Bird stepped into the spotlight to defend the WNBA and its referees amid the growing outrage over Caitlin Clark's treatment, fans were stunned. Her comments didn't just downplay the controversy, they dismissed it entirely. Bird claimed the referees are just doing their jobs and that Clark needs to adjust to the league. Seriously? That's what we're going with now? Instead of acknowledging the clear bias, hard fouls, and inconsistent whistle Clark's received since entering the league, we're blaming her for not adjusting. Fans expected more from a legend like Sue. We understand she wants to protect the league she helped build, but blindly defending a system that appears to be targeting its brightest new star isn't leadership, it's denial. Caitlin Clark never demanded special treatment, she simply wants fair play. Yet game after game she's been shoved, hacked, and knocked down while referees stay silent. Now, instead of support, we're watching respected veterans suggest it's all in her head. That's a slap in the face to every fan who's watched these moments unfold in real time. This isn't about giving Clark superstar perks. It's about ensuring every player, rookie or veteran, is protected equally. When icons like Sue Bird dismiss the legitimate concerns of fans and overlook the league's officiating failures, it sends the wrong message. This moment called for honesty and accountability, not spin. Caitlin Clark's impact, why she's the league's lifeline. Let's get one thing straight. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA isn't making headlines the way it is right now. We're talking packed arenas, primetime games, and ticket prices through the roof. Caitlin brought eyeballs to a league that, for years, struggled for national attention. And how has the league responded? With disrespect. While she's breaking rookie records, playing through hard fouls, and putting the Indiana Fever on the map, all the league can offer is silence, or worse, defend the officials who are clearly letting things slide. Fans are fed up, and rightfully so. Caitlin is the reason people who never watched the WNBA before are now tuning in. She's a marketing machine, a once-in-a-generation player, and she plays with the kind of swagger that draws fans in. But what's the league doing with that momentum, squandering it? She's not being protected the way stars in other leagues are. If LeBron James was getting hacked every night and not getting calls, you better believe the NBA would step in. But in the WNBA, Caitlin's supposed to toughen up? Please, this isn't about being soft, it's about the league not recognizing the gift they've been handed. Clark is the future, and treating her like just another rookie is a massive misstep. Referee bias, the calls that never came. Game after game, we're seeing the same pattern. Clark gets hit, shoved, and sometimes even full-on tackled. And what happens? Crickets. The refs either look away or whistle her for something soft moments later. You can't tell us that's just coincidence. It's bias, plain and simple. And no, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's what every sports fan with eyes can see. The league has a problem, and it's wearing stripes. Clark's aggressive style and ability to stretch the floor with deep threes threaten a lot of vets. Instead of rising to the occasion, some players are choosing to go the physical route. And the refs? They're enabling it. You'd think a player drawing national media attention would at least get some borderline calls, right? Wrong. Instead, we're watching her get whacked going to the rim with no whistle. We're watching opponents go chest to chest off the ball like it's a wrestling match. And still, nothing. It's not about making her above the rules. It's about calling the game consistently. If refs can't enforce the rules fairly for the league's biggest draw, what does that say to the fans? To young girls watching? That it's okay to punish greatness instead of respecting it? That's not how you grow the game. That's how you kill it. The double standard. What if this was a male league? Now let's throw the balls. Imagine if this were the NBA and a top rookie was getting beat up night in, night out. Do you think the refs would ignore it? Do you think the league would let it slide if Victor Wembanyama took elbow after elbow without a call? Not a chance. The NBA protects its stars because it understands the business. The WNBA, on the other hand, seems determined to humble theirs. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star, she's a cultural force. She sold out college arenas, set NCAA records, and now she's doing the same in the pros. But somehow, she's getting less respect than a bench player. The message that sends is loud and clear. Know your place. The league says they want to grow, to reach more fans, to build something lasting. But when the moment finally arrives, they don't know what to do with it. Clark's not asking for every call. She's asking for the same treatment her male counterparts get. Respect, protection, and a fair shake. The fact that Sue Bird doesn't see that, and instead sides with the system, shows just how deep the double standard runs. Fans aren't just mad, they're disgusted, and they're not going to stay silent anymore. Sue Bird's legacy, helping or hurting the game. Look, nobody's questioning Sue Bird's greatness as a player. She's a legend. She helped elevate women's basketball and brought class and skill to every team she played on. But now, she's hurting her legacy with takes like this. Defending corrupt officiating and ignoring what's clearly happening to Caitlin Clark isn't just tone deaf, it's dangerous for the future of the league. When someone with Sue's platform speaks, people listen, and when she says it's just physical play, she gives cover to the very people sabotaging the WNBA's momentum. Sue has every right to speak her mind, but with great influence comes great responsibility. Instead of defending the system, she could be using her voice to demand better officiating, fairness, and a safer playing environment for everyone, not just Clark. By brushing off fan concerns, she's alienating a huge portion of the audience the league desperately needs. Sue might think she's protecting the league, but in reality, she's protecting a broken culture that's turning fans away. Legends like her should be leading the charge for positive change, not gaslighting fans into thinking we're imagining the problem. Clark deserves support, not silence. And if the old guard won't provide that, maybe it's time for a new era of leadership in women's basketball. The fans' fury, why they're fed up. You want to know why fans are mad? Because they've invested in Caitlin Clark, not just as a player, but as a symbol of where the WNBA could go. She brought in casual viewers, sold out games, and gave the league its most watched moments in years. And what do fans see in return? A league that treats her like a problem instead of a blessing. People aren't stupid, they see the blatant no calls, they see her being pushed to the floor with no consequence, and then they hear someone like Sue Bird say, "She'll be fine," or "It's just how the game is played." That's when the rage kicks in. Fans feel like their voices don't matter, like they're being told to shut up and accept things as they are. But this new wave of fans, they're not built for silence. They're loud, they're loyal, and they're demanding change. They want Clark to be treated like the star she is. And if the WNBA can't see that, those fans will walk. And guess what? They'll take their wallets and their viewership with them. You can't beg for attention, then slap the hand that feeds you. Fans are furious, and honestly, they should be. This isn't just a Caitlin Clark issue anymore. It's a league-wide wake-up call. Media muzzle. The silence is deafening. Where is the media in all this? Why are so many reporters quiet while Clark gets bullied on the court and gaslit off it? The silence is deafening. Instead of calling out the bad officiating or asking tough questions, much of the sports media is choosing to tiptoe around the issue. Why? Because challenging the WNBA's inner circle might mean losing access. And that's a problem. When the media becomes part of the machine, real stories don't get told. Caitlin Clark has become the face of women's basketball for a reason. She's marketable, she's exciting, and she's what the league needs, but she's also a threat to the status quo. And that's exactly why so many outlets refuse to go deep on what's really happening. They don't want to rock the boat, but journalism isn't about playing it safe, it's about holding power accountable. And right now, the media's failure to stand up for Clark is just as bad as the league's failure to protect her. This is why fans are taking matters into their own hands, flooding social media, calling out the hypocrisy, and demanding justice. If the traditional media won't tell the truth, then it's up to the fans to make it impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark deserves better, and so do we. At the end of the day, this isn't just about missed calls or Sue Bird's tone-deaf comments. It's about a young player who is changing the game and getting punished for it. Caitlin Clark didn't ask to be the face of the league, but now that she is, she deserves to be treated with respect. She's playing with heart, class and fire every single night, but instead of being protected, she's being targeted. And fans aren't okay with that. They're standing up not just for Clark, but for fairness, for growth, for a league that says it wants to succeed but seems terrified of real change. Caitlin is the bridge between college basketball's wild popularity and the WNBA's potential, and if the league continues to fumble this opportunity by allowing cheap shots, corrupt referees, and dismissive legends like Sue Bird to control the narrative, they'll lose more than just Clark's fan base, they'll lose the future. The WNBA says it wants to inspire the next generation, so do it. Start by treating your stars like stars. Start by listening to the fans. Start by calling the game the right way. Caitlin Clark deserves better, and honestly, so do we. We're not asking for favours, we're asking for fairness, and we're not going anywhere. Sue Bird's comments may have protected the WNBA's image, but they ignited a firestorm among fans who are demanding truth, accountability, and most of all, justice for Caitlin Clark. It's not just about one player anymore, it's about integrity, fairness, and the league's future. If legends won't stand up when it matters most, the fans will. Caitlin has carried the game into a new era, and the world is watching. The WNBA can't silence this movement because Clark's impact is far too big to ignore. The question now is, will the league correct course or collapse under the pressure?